Hi there, my name is Andrew Bourget, Head of Customer Operations for ShipAngel. I'm here today to give you a walkthrough of the ShipAngel platform from end to end, including all of our modules, and we'll kind of go from there. So ShipAngel, we have built a sort of horizontally integrated suite of modules for BCO international shippers. What that means is that all of their rate management system, their spot rate procurement system, their booking system, as well as their ability to audit invoices lives in one simple software. Where it all starts is the ability for us to process your rate sheets, your contracts with your vendors, your PDF, emailed quotes, all of the information that you generate data in terms of pricing is processed through our artificial intelligence machine learning system that we have built. What that means is you start with managing your rates inside a system that's built off of AI for you as a procurement manager to manage your rates, but also present these rates to your organization. And so I'm going to do a repeat search here for the sake of time. And what we're able to do is quickly manage the rate, understand what my rate is from Shanghai. In this scenario, it's a CMA rate. I have rates with MSC. Inside these rate cards is a lot of information that is useful. You understand when the rate was updated, your validity, your contract number. We can even get as detailed as what are your surcharges. This carrier doesn't have any surcharges, so we'll come down here. Hey, what's my bunker per 20, my bunker per 40? You can get very granular in the details that you present. You can also get very high level. What's my total cost all in? Additionally, what sets the ShipAngel application apart is we bring in third-party data to help you validate decisions. We bring in data around transit time. And so we can tell you that the market for this carrier on this lane for MSC is 43 days instead of the 41 that they presented to you in their rate sheet. We bring in scheduled data from a third party, so your ability to make decisions on actual information and data is available. Additionally, we bring in CO2 data. If I want to understand what the CO2 footprint of this carrier is on this lane, we can bring that information in for you so that you, again, make an educated decision based on third-party data, not just what MSC tells you. Additionally, we also bring in third-party data around market benchmarks. And so very quickly, I can understand my rate versus the market based on different days and points in time. Was I competitive or was I above market? This gives you actionable information to make sure you procure better, but also understanding where you have advantages potentially against your competition. And if you're in a scenario where you can exploit those advantages because you have a low rate or a rate that is significantly better than the market, you can make decisions to help better your organization. We give you the ability to bring your rates in here for both an ocean, an air, and a trucking perspective. And so regardless of the modality in which you move your rates, you're able to manage your rates and you're able to see your rates in the system, ultimately to, again, see the benchmarks, understand your rates, and make better decisions on every individual shipment. Tangentially next to the ability to manage your rates, we also give you the ability to procure rates. And so it's one thing to search a rate in your ocean section and say, hey, I have a rate on a lane, but maybe it's not the rate that you exactly need. What we give you the ability is come into our quote section, which is our newest module, and we can request a quote. And so from just simply putting in a few bare bones bits of information, where this cargo is coming from, it's a port-to-port move from Boston to Dublin, and I'm using port codes, and you can also type out the name of the origin or destination and select from the dropdown. From here on the right, we have a lot of custom defaults for your company. It's an ocean FCL move. I only move ocean. It's port to port. It's always electronics. It's always standard dry containers of 140-foot high cube. This default section allows you to simply make small edits, origin, destination, select the vendors that I want to quote. And what this is going to do is push this out to your vendors to now have an opportunity to quote. They're going to get an email. They're going to be able to click into that email and ultimately come into the opportunity and quote for you. What that allows you to do is be in a situation where I can, and this is a previous award here, where the vendors can put in their bids and you're going to be able to make decisions on who are the providers and what rates do they offer me. I have a $3,300 all-in offer from EIS. What are the charges that they're giving me? What's the detention and demurrage that they're giving me? You can evaluate the opportunity on a individual surcharge or free time basis, or you can look at this from a total cost of ownership. I need to move one box in this scenario. What's the total cost and who should I be awarding this business to? In this scenario, we awarded the business to Hangens, and you can see here the $2,750 rate was the most attractive. Very quickly, this brings the conversation internally with organizations from internal noise, I need a rate, and managing that external process with the vendors to say, come into my system, quote me rates, and provide me the information inside the ShipAngel application. So we give you the ability to manage those rates, also procure new rates that you need on a one-off basis. I need one origin, one destination. I would love a quote on this lane. Additionally, what you then are able to do, and I'm going to search for that lane specifically, is say, hey, this Hangens rate that I've booked at 2750 all in, I want to actually book this cargo. I want to execute a cargo move on this. Today, that happens in another website, another piece of software. Where it happens, hopefully for BCOs in the future, when they get onto the ShipAngel application, is they simply come into the platform, they search the rate, they review the details of the rate. What is my rate? What are my surcharges? What are the decision points that I need to make sure I check on? Once I've made, hopefully, a quantitative decision on who the best is, who the fastest might be, I then could book that cargo directly from the application. Excuse me. From here, you're able to fill out a small amount of information. Who's the shipper on this? Who's the cargo being moved to? Additionally, when's the cargo ready to move? And so what I can do is select the 7th. And then from there, I can decide, hey, just get me on the first available vessel, or maybe I want to select a specific vessel that I want to sail on. Maybe you know very intimately the schedules and you know you want to pick up a specific schedule date. You're able to make those decisions. Ultimately, you put in a couple containers based on what you're going to ship. And then from here, you scroll to the top and you send this request off. From here, you're now managing, you've made a booking, you've executed that booking. An API powered booking request has gone off to the ocean carriers, but you're also able to now manage that booking directly from our system. So this is going to live inside the booking section, and you're always going to be able to reference here. Where in the stage of a shipment is this? What are the details around this shipment, the origin, the destination? And something that may be very simple on paper, but in reality becomes more complex is I also know my cost. I know this shipment's going to cost me a little bit less than $8,300. That is a very important process for finance teams who want to be able to understand what are the bills we're going to have to pay in 30, 60, 90 days. This data point is very valuable for you to accrue those costs. And if I ever had any questions about the cost, I can view the rate by simply pressing view rate. I can dive into surcharges. I can look at the D&D values. All of this is very much at your fingertips. In the same system you manage your rates, it's the same system that you organize your shipments. All of this lives here. Additionally, you have the ability to track your cargo. Where is it on my journey to the United States? My move from Dublin via the US East Coast, where is it literally on a map? And also transit updates. What updates am I going to get? What status updates are we going to get? What documents are a part of this shipment? It's all going to be centralized and housed in a system where you can manage this booking, but you can also manage all of your other bookings. All of your shipments are listed here in different stages for you to go in and see, what do I have to do? Today's the 28th of April. There's a list of things that I need to go in and do. I need to submit shipping instructions for these shipments that are moving soon. I have the ability to see that I need to do something, and I also have the ability to act on those shipping instructions. What you're seeing here is the ability for you to manage, procure, which sometimes procurement can happen before managing. Today, we offer the ability to procure rates on a one-off basis. Once you are able to manage, procure, and execute, we also give you the ability to now audit those invoices or audit those shipments. Inside of our invoice audit module, we give you the ability to bring in invoices. And it's as simple as uploading files or potentially forwarding your emails that you get of all the invoices to ShipAngel. We're going to process those invoices and give you a picture of those invoices here in our system. What you'll see here, and what is the most important aspect, is the ability to see the statuses. I now very quickly can see what's matched. All of these invoices matched my rate data. I, as a manager of invoices, don't need to look at this Maersk invoice and go, okay, what were the values that they charged me? What is the rate data that I have? Ultimately, this system is going to do this for you and say, your freight, matches, you don't need to spend the time looking at this invoice. That manage by exception process is going to give you the ability to not spend 3 to 5 minutes managing every single invoice. Simply select all the ones that in this scenario are matched, and you can export this report. Maybe you send it to your accounts payable team and you say, hey guys, go pay this. Where the value is also created here is where we're overbilled. And so I might look at this discrepancy column and say, hey, this is the largest discrepancy I have. I need to go fix this invoice. I'm being massively overbilled. We expected a much smaller ocean freight value than what we were billed. I need to go chase this invoice and get it fixed. Spend your time getting your money back, not necessarily managing invoices that are perfectly correct, that don't necessarily need your attention. Additionally, inside of our platform, there's a lot of other little things that assist their users. The ability to search rates is one thing. We also give you the ability to ask questions via an AI agent. And so here you might be able to go in and ask questions about your data. What do my rates look like quarter over quarter? There's a lot of stock examples here, but you can also reach out and request data points that you might have questions on. This is the quick version of the platform here in about 11 minutes. If you have any questions, we'd love to talk about the platform more and show you some more places inside the platform that could generate value. Don't be a stranger. My name's Andrew.